Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Today is third day of chapter 21, the United Nations. In this chapter, we have already discussed about formation of the United Nations, aims of the United Nations and principles of the United Nations. Before starting next topic, I want to take feedback of topics we have already discussed. Tell me definition of the term the League of Nations. Second, Charter. What are the objectives of the United Nations? Where are the headquarters of the United Nations located? Name the official languages of the United Nations. I hope you all are knowing answers. Today I am going to discuss first three organs of the United Nations: the General Assembly, the Security Council and the Economic and Social Council. First, I am going to discuss terms related to today's topic. First is the General Assembly, the World Parliament. Second, the Security Council, the decision-making body of the United Nations. Third, veto, authority to reject something that has been proposed. But before starting my topic, I want to discuss some difficult words. First is policies, which means rules, discussions, conversations, session, group discussion, disputes, conflicts, decision, conclusion, programs, plans, trade, business. Open your social studies book on page number 144. You all have to mark meanings and terms while reading chapter. There are 6 organs of the United Nations: the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the International Court of Justice, the Secretariat and the Trusteeship Council. First and main organ of the United Nations is the General Assembly, the World Parliament. Before reading the General Assembly from book, I want to discuss it through this chart. First, headquarters of General Assembly are located in New York City, that is in USA. There are 193 members who are representatives of all member countries. Meeting of General Assembly is held at least once in a year, and its function is to discuss world problems and settle them peacefully. Write down term of the General Assembly, the World Parliament. This is the main organ that discusses and decides various policies and course of action. Write down meaning of policies, rules. It means the General Assembly is the law-making body of the United Nations. All the 193 member countries of the UN are members of this organ. The member countries can express and put forward their opinion during discussions. Write down meaning of discussions, conversations. There are 193 members of the United Nations at present who have to express their views at the time of discussion. All routine matters are decided by simple majority vote and all important matters are decided by 2/3 majority. Decisions are taken on the basis of majority votes, basically two-thirds majority on important matters like electing non-permanent members of the Security Council, admission and suspension of the members, and it is function of the General Assembly to elect the Secretary General of the United Nations. Each country has one vote. The Assembly meets in session from September to December every year. Write down meaning of session, group discussion. The General Assembly meets once in a year from September to December to discuss ways to deal with international issues. But in case of emergency, special meetings are held. Every member country can send 5 representatives in the meeting. But at time of voting, one nation can cast only one vote. Second is the Security Council. Its headquarters are located in New York. There are 15 members of the Security Council, out of which 5 are permanent. And it is function of the Security Council to settle the disputes peacefully. The Security Council. This is the most powerful organ of the UN. It is responsible for international peace and security. Its main aim is to prevent war by settling disputes between nations. The Security Council is most powerful organ of the United Nations, as it is the decision-making body of the United Nations. It is function of the Security Council to maintain disputes peacefully, as it can order military action against a country which disturbs peace and security of the world. The Security Council has 15 members. Among these, the United States, the Russian Federation, Britain, France, and China are 5 permanent members. Mark it. And the other 10 are temporary members from 5 different regions of the world, elected by the General Assembly for 2-year terms. There are 15 total members of the Security Council, out of which 5 are permanent members and 10 are non-permanent members. 10 members are elected by General Assembly on regional basis, and no member can be elected immediately on the expiry of its term. Non-permanent members are elected for a period of 2 years. An easy way to learn permanent members of the United Nations is to learn one word, that is phrase. F. France, R. Russia, A. America, C. China, E. England. The permanent members have the power to veto or overrule any majority decision. Write down term of veto, authority to reject something that has been proposed, and decision means conclusion. Veto power is a power to reject and is used by permanent member. It means even if one permanent member is against any decision in discussion, it will not be passed by the United Nations. To conclude, I can say that it is foremost responsibility of the Security Council to maintain peace and security in the world. Next organ is the Economic and Social Council. Its headquarters are located in New York. The Economic and Social Council consists of 54 representatives of different countries. Its function is to carry out the aims of the United Nations in the field of health, education, and social needs. The Economic and Social Council works under the General Assembly. It looks after the UN programs for the developing countries. Write down meaning of programs, plans. Economic and Social Council is an organ which encourages social and economic development of the world. The agencies of the Economic and Social Council looks after the programs related to health, education, culture, human rights, equality of women, and regulation of trade. Trade means business. The Economic and Social Council has different agencies which looks after plans related to health. For example, Agency of the United Nations, that is WHO, World Health Organization, works for health related issues all over the world. One more example, UNESCO, that is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, looks after education and culture throughout the world. Overall, I can say that Economic and Social Council deals with economic, social and cultural problems. It tries to promote cooperation among nations in order to secure peace throughout the world with help of its agencies. Now, it is your homework to read first 3 organs of the United Nations and write down terms on copy. Thank you.